today's show, we will be discussing the power of positive thinking. With so much negativity going on in the world, it's important to replace our negative situations with positive thoughts. For a long time, I never thought that I was going to win. I wasn't going to win at life. I wasn't going to win in my career. I wasn't going to win in the classroom. And so I really had to work hard at telling myself positive things. So for today's show, with that being said, we have a special guest who is a motivational speaker, author, and sales coach. She is impacting the community, additionally motivating and inspiring people to be their very best.
I'm super excited to give away these bus passes free on behalf of Indigo. What would you say if I gave you a pass?
Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go, Indigo, Indigo. I am Indigo. Now that's faith in action. Toodles.
So tell me about Miss Faith. I know you're a sales coach, motivational speaker, and an author. So what prompted you? What started this motivational speaking?
I think what started my motivational speaking is because I have a passion for people, period. And I do not like to see people down and out. I call it the catfish theory. You know, people go out, they catch the catfish, they see it, and they throw it back. It's when parents tell their children you shouldn't or you couldn't. And so all I do is I go in and I get those catfish, I get those people who are down and out, and I just pull out what's already inside of them. I motivate them to become that person which they were born to be.
So tell me about sales coaching. Now, how does sales coaching and motivational speaking go hand in hand? Because for me, it sounds like it would.
Definitely, because Jesus himself was the ultimate salesperson. When you're talking to somebody, you are basically getting them to believe that which you believe. And you're actually, you become a salesperson. And a person's only going to buy that which you actually, I feel inspired. So if I wanted to basically sell you something, like I could say, honey, you know what? I got these boots on right here. They are, I could just talk to you and give you all of these adjectives, or I could talk to you as a person and say, you are fearfully, beautiful, and wonderfully made, and you're sitting there thinking you're ugly duckling. But when I get through with you talking to you like that, you're going to feel like, you know what? I am kind of cute. I can do those things. So I am basically selling you on a concept that you never told yourself about.
Okay. Now, you know what? That makes a lot of sense because I feel like a lot of times we have to tell ourselves positive messages. And if you don't hear those things from the world or from your family or from your best friend or your boo or whatever, I think there's some things that we need to tell ourselves. And positive self-messages are so imperative. I'm a firm believer of that. I really am. Thank you for that.
I call it almost like affirmations. If you come to my house right now, you'll probably see things on the refrigerator, in my bedroom, in the bathroom, just positive things to get myself going, to get my energy going, because you can, momentum sets in, you're sleeping at night. When you wake up in the morning, you have the opportunity to say, this day right here, I'm going to make it work. I have it going on. I am fearfully. I am beautiful. I'm talented. And you have these things that to remind you of who you are throughout the day. So
Cool.
I teach people how to believe in themselves by speaking into themselves.
Now, how long have you been a sales coach?
20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
I
Really?
just tell my age.
Oh, my goodness. No, we never tell our age. 20 plus years?
Yes.
How has the industry changed? Because 20 years ago, I never heard of a sales coach. Maybe a sales rep, but not really a sales coach for positive images, not for positive self-thinking, not for positive self-talk. So tell me how this sales coaching, how has it changed? Or is it something else?
Well, I think it probably would be something else. And, some people preachers, some teachers don't like coaches. But I think it's just another word because in front of you had the sales. And the sales part of it is really bigger than the coach. And the coach is just teaching somebody again. It used to be back in the day, I was called a sales supervisor. And you're actually supervising the person, but not the need.
Okay.
Right? So now I went from supervising the person, the tools necessary to do the job, to the need. Okay. And you back down, is it a skill or is it a will? Why are you not performing that job? And so I took that into a life lesson, if you will,
Amen.
to say that those same qualifications that I had to teach somebody how to sell cable service on the phone, you utilize that for them to sell themselves into their passion. Because some people shouldn't be where they should be where they are.
That's right.
You know, it's just a job. And see, a job is something that you go to. Work is something that you do.
So do you have a lot of passions, Miss Faith?
I just really have one main one.
Okay.
And my passion is people.
Okay.
And that can be my kryptonite. You know, you guys can hurt me. You know you can hurt me. And sometimes I don't like it. But then you know what? I take the opposition and use it as an opportunity because, you know what, as my 15-year-old daughter says, haters are your motivators. So I love you, too.
Oh, you love your haters?
I do.
Oh, my goodness.
I do.
Thank you so much, Miss Faith. We're going to come right back with more of Miss Faith. Stay tuned.
When we signed on 60 years ago,
no one could have imagined how Central Indiana would grow.
Or the history that we would bring to you each night.
There have been lots of changes.
And more than 80,000 newscasts.
But what we've learned through the years is that it's
Not just about covering the news
it's about being a part of our community.
and being there for each generation of Hoosiers.
Together, we've been through a lot in 60 years.
And we're not done yet.
Today,
tomorrow.
And always.
this is Wish TV.
And welcome back. I'm talking to my guest, Miss Faith, and she has written a book, Faith in Action. Thank you so much, Miss Faith.
Yes.
Tell me about this book, Faith in Action. What is this all about?
Well, since you asked, no, actually the book is about 7 steps because we want your life to be fulfilled and purposeful. And just like the children of Israel, who were going around for 40 years looking for the promised land, it was 11 days away.
Wow.
So I was inspired to write the book to help us, you know, as individuals to get that promise. And whatever that promise is, if it's relationship, health, wealth, happiness, you know, even a close relationship with, you know, with the Father, the book is there to help you get there and get there quickly. I know we're in a microwave generation. Some people say you have to have patience, but at this time when you read this book, it's going to happen really quick.
So how long did it take you to write the book?
Actually, no pun intended, but it was 7 days.
Wow, 7 days. You
That's
just sat
it.
down and wrote the book.
Each step took 1 day.
Wow, that's interesting. So tell me, how long have you been writing?
I haven't been writing long at all because, you know, the Bible teaches us that he will use the least of them. And actually, I got a C in English. I never thought that I would be writing anything like that as powerful as it is. So I take no credit at all.
I wasn't good at English either.
No.
No,
Yeah.
that wasn't my thing. My thing
not
was
my thing.
recess. So it took you 7 days to write the book, and
Yes,
you have
it did.
7 steps. And so it says 7 steps to a fulfilled and purposeful life. That is such a powerful title. It really, really is. So tell me, what do you do with the Faith in Action? What do you do with this book?
Okay, well, with the book, actually, is a journal in there as well because it asks you questions. I think the most powerful chapter, if you will, would be chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Which is to think. Because I don't know who came up with the cliche, maybe it was you, that a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And it is.
It is.
So if you do not, faith is just like a prepaid credit card. It's already loaded, and if I give it to you, and if you don't activate it, then it's useless.
It just sits there.
It just sits
Yeah,
there.
it just sits there.
So you have to get up every day with a conscious effort to think about how you are going to put your faith in action. And so I think, and so the part about thinking, it says, so as a man think, so is he. So you wake up in the morning, which is a new day and a new start,
Yes,
and you
it
get up and you're thinking, well, you know what, he made me mad yesterday.
Right, today's today.
Today is today. So now all you're thinking about all day long is that argument that you had yesterday. Let's get some new momentum and let's change the way we think. You know, the Bible teaches us to think on these things that are pure, that are good,
That are lovely.
Yes. So let's not instead of thinking about that man, how bad he was, let's think about some of his good qualities. And maybe he's a good, good kisser. Maybe he's a great dad. I don't know. But instead of thinking about that argument that you had, focus on something that is good. But it's up to you to activate that in your own mind. Because if you do not, again, you have a prepaid credit card and you're not using it.
What about don't think of him at all? Think about your focus and your dreams. What about don't think of him one bit? What about wake up today and make something happen for you today?
That's true. But if he's your husband,
well, okay, that's another story.
Now if he's a boo, as you said, if he's a boo, boo can keep it moving. But if it's your husband, you have to because when you're dealing with two people, you do, and I think a lot of time our thought process is jacked up because there's an emptiness inside of us. And so you do have to feel and learn how to feel that emptiness for you, as you were saying, within you for you. And in that way, that should kind of, fall onto the other person, whether it does or doesn't. But you still want to make sure that you're thinking good of that person. Bring out the good in them, they bring out the good in you, and think on those things.
Yeah,
because it won't be pure and lovely if you're not.
Yeah,
but you have to consider him.
Okay, so now you're going. Okay, and I appreciate those things. I really, really do. I really, really do.
Yes.
Faith in Action. That is your book. So thank you for the information. Now tell me, how does this book impact the community? Because we live in Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is an awesome city. It is the best city in the U.S.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Woo,
it is.
woo.
Yes, it is. Go Colts.
Yes. Go Pacers.
This is true. But tell me how your book is impacting the community.
Well, it impacts the community because you're an individual, and there's a lot of people in the city, and I think that when they read the book, the city can become more healthy, more wealthy, because you have happier people.
Okay.
And if you think about, you have all these things that goes on. I mean, things are going to happen.
Correct.
But again, when I talk about things, faith is the substance of things hoped for, right? And the evidence of things not seen.
Correct.
So people that are in the community at large think on the things that they want, and they start to get those things, they're happier. And, it's a better place to live. So as a community at large, I think that, everybody at some point needs to read the book, because it's something that you want that you don't have.
Okay, thank you. Now tell me, do you have any other works in the making? Now, you said you were not a writer prior to this.
No.
You did not get good grades in English.
No.
Nor did I. However, you pulled this thing off, and
did.
we watched the Lord work, and you completed this. So tell me, what else do you have in the making? Because I feel like this is not the last of Faith.
Actually, it isn't. And you know what? It's so funny that you mention it. I am writing another book.
Oh, my.
Did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
Yes.
I did, didn't I? I am writing another book, and actually, this is a children's book.
Oh, how sweet.
So, yeah, it's a children's book.
Oh, good.
And
good.
it's, I'll tell you just a little bit.
Just give us a small glimpse.
Actually, because law enforcement, as we know, has a, not such a good rap, that actually I'm going to engage the youth into law enforcement, and I have created Officer Stanley.
Okay.
And he is a cool cop.
Cool.
So,
He's a cool cop.
He's a cool
Okay,
cop.
cool,
So you'll be
cool.
seeing more of him soon.
So what do you think? Thank you. What do you think? What do you think we should do to change our community? We do live in a great city,
We do.
and I think Indianapolis is one of the best cities in the U.S. Let me just put in another plug. But what do you think we can do to engage the community and also create more positive awareness in the city? Because we are having a situation with law enforcement. We are having a situation with, violence in our city. So what do you think we can do to change that?
I think to change that is something else that I do. One more other thing. I think that we should show more positive momentum. Faith in Action does go out into the community, and I find those good Samaritans. I like to hone in on those good Samaritans, because people are doing a lot of good works. But you don't see that on TV.
No, you don't.
I'm not saying anything. A6, we love you. Because news is news. You have to have it.
You have to have
But there's a lot of good news. People are doing great things in the community, and I think that it should be showcased more so than the negative, because we do know that the good outweighs the bad.
All the time.
But you see the bad outweighing the good as far as media is concerned. So that's why I play a big role into showcasing the good things that we're doing here in this city.
I think the negative is exposed because they want to keep people in fear. You know what I mean? I think that's a great deal. It has a great deal to do with it, keeping people in fear. But I'm all with you. I'm all for, let's do and let's see what is positive, because I think there are some great people in the community that are getting it right all over Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What is Coca-Cola? Is it an excuse to get together? Since 1886, Coca-Cola has been passing on smiles from generation to generation. We've been giving kids scholarships, like the early birds and the all-nighters. And you get to enjoy what matters most. Coca-Cola. Drink up.
And welcome back to Life Lessons. I am here with Ms. Faith, my awesome guest. Ms. Faith, tell me about when you found your purpose, like when you found your purpose in life, because you are an author of several books. So when did you find your purpose in life?
I would probably say when I was about 3 years.
Okay. That sounds
No,
about
you
right.
know, when I was 30, I try to tell my age.
Don't tell your age.
I won't tell my age on TV. But probably when I was about 30. And I kind of wish I knew a little sooner, because I think you are trying to find yourself in life. But I teach people now that if you could do this all day, whatever this is, and get paid for it, that's your purpose. And all the while, you may have went to school to be a lawyer, but you probably really like to sing. I'm sorry. You know, you should just stop being a lawyer and just go sing.
That's right. So it sounds like you're saying work from your passion and work from your purpose.
Work from your passion, because where your passion is, that's where your money is.
That's right.
Where your success is, your gratification, your momentum, your inspiration. Everything with ION is in your passion. Oh, PASSION.
Yeah, PAS. Yeah, you spelled that good.
For a person, you got to see in English. No, I'm just kidding. But no, when you find your passion, that's really honestly where your wealth and your health and your happiness is. Because
That's it.
If you're not happy, then you're probably not healthy. And if you're not healthy, you're not going to work, which means you're not wealthy.
And you're not getting paid.
And you're not getting paid. So if you find your passion, everything else will come together like a puzzle.
That is so true. Thank you. That is so true. So tell me, where can people find you, Miss Faith? Do you do social media? Do you have Instagram? Do you have a YouTube page? Tell me, where can the thousands of people find you?
They can find me, on my Facebook page. I am under Faith James Watkins. I also have a fan page, which is called Faith in Action. On Instagram and Twitter is 1_FIA. Again, 1_FIA. And if you want to purchase the book, go straight to Amazon and Faith in Action. My author name is Faith Emunah.
Faith Emunah.
Emunah.
Now tell me, what does that mean, Emunah?
Emunah is the Hebrew translation for faith. It means that I have a firm faith that God is going to do exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. I love it, and I love that. Thank you so much for being here, for being my guest, for sitting in. Thank you so much. It has been awesome to meet you. Yes, it has been. Thank you so much. Please tune in next week. Thank you so much for watching Life Lessons with Deagria Cook. See you next week.